I believe that the president yesterday lost a massive opportunity. And that opportunity, I think, is linked to and with restoring constitutional order in Rivers State. The thing is, Rivers State is silent. It is quiet, unusually quiet. And the reason is this: we don't feel like we have leadership. Our governor is gone, and that's really, really sad.
Welcome to the weekly news recap on Naija Anchor News, June 14, 2025. 2027, presidency must be zoned to the south, Wike tells PDP stakeholders.
In the spirit of fairness, inclusion, federal character principles, and respect for our party constitution, the party must make an unequivocal pronouncement zoning its presidential candidate to the south in the 2027 election.
I didn't betray Atiku. Tinubu smarter than his opponent, says Showumi. The PDP chieftain said the president invited him to his Budillion residence in the Ibro Ikoyi area of the state. I left $150 million and $36 billion as governor of Anambra, says Peter Obi.
The money I left behind was not left in overseas. I left money in 3 banks. Those 3 banks are there. I left in Access Bank, which is still there. 12 billion naira, $50 million. I left in Diamond Bank, 12 billion naira, $50 million.
In Diamond?
Diamond. I left in Fidelity Bank, 12 billion naira, $50 million.
$50 million in this 3 account. And
$160 million and 36 billion.
What debts did you...
1 minute. They're documented. Rufai, the day I left office, I was not owing one contractor, one supplier who have executed his job. If you see one today, I challenge you. Go and sit. I was not owing any civil servant that was supposed to be paid by the state salary. I was not owing gratuity. I was not owing pension. Additionally, if you want to know, I left salary enough to pay salary for 3 months.
Peter Obi, 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party. The worst from the opposition are moving to the ruling party, and the best from the ruling party are moving to the opposition, says Okonkwo.
The worst from the opposition is moving into the ruling party. The best from the ruling party is coming to the opposition. And I give you an example with the governor of Akwa Ibom State. His commissioner on information and strategy, he said, my political orientation is rooted in principle. And I've long opposed APC's ideology and the conduct, which stands is reaffirmed by majority of Nigerians. This is the summary of it.
The governor of Akwa Ibom said he cannot fight like Wike and wants a smooth sail in 2027. Hence, his decision to defect. Kenneth Okonkwo, lawyer and public affairs analyst. Tariff promise of constant power supply for Nigeria unlikely to materialize, says Agule. The 2013 privatization venture led by President Goodluck Jonathan was flawed. The government privatized the generation and distribution sectors but retained the transmission sector. This oversight, coupled with the failure to bring in private sector players to manage the transmission sector, rendered the privatization effort ineffective. Furthermore, distribution licenses were awarded to companies lacking the necessary capacity and expertise. The power minister should prioritize transmission over tariffs. By expanding transmission capacity, the minister can support the distribution sector and ultimately improve power supply. Nick Agule, energy expert. The APC-led federal government is allowing Wike go on rampage. What Wike is doing is clearly being done with the backing of those at the very top. PDP chieftain Dele Momodu. Governorship election. APC does not exist anywhere in Anambra, says ABGA National Chairman Sly Eze Okenwa. The President, Bola Tinubu, who has held Lagos since 1999 to date, has not been as audacious as Wike. In fact, right now it's looking like we have 2 presidents in Nigeria, says PDP chieftain Dele Momodu. Tinubu government has failed to improve quality of lives, says Baba Ahmed. The former NEF spokesman said the presidents who have ruled Nigeria since 1999 have been worse than the previous ones. Days of electoral impunity over, Peter Obi declares. Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has sent a bold message to Nigeria's political establishment, declaring that those who refuse to count the votes in the last election will themselves be counted in the next one. 2027, PDP will be beaten, carried on stretcher if internal crises remain, says Ikechukwu, policy analyst. He said the opposition to President Bola Tinubu's administration were activists, civil society groups, concerned commentators, and elder statesmen who spoke on national issues. Trump admits to having advance notice of Israel's strike on Iran. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said earlier Thursday that the United States was not involved in strikes against Iran and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Democracy Day. It is better that Nigeria goes this way than what is happening in our neighboring countries, nations where the military has taken over, says the spokesman, League of Northern Democrats, Ladan Salihu. June 12 speech. Tinubu lost a massive opportunity to restore Sim Fubara as governor of Rivers State, says a lecturer at the Rivers State University, Sarah Chidebere Joe. Nigeria stands as democratic example despite West African coups, says Akume. In the last 5 years, West and Central Africa have recorded over 10 coup attempts since the August 2020 military takeover in Mali. Nigeria, not in a democracy under Tinubu, says Peter Obi. The former Anambra State governor stated during a press conference to celebrate the 2025 June 12 Democracy Day. So that is the end of the weekly recap on Naija Anchor News. Please subscribe for more.